What is going on, guys? It is Dan Fitz, the Street Preacher. You definitely do know this if you're watching this video. I've seen a lot of people turn to God, turn to Jesus, and they talk about their transition or finding God or the convert, whatever you want to call it, born again, whatever you want to call it. And I understand most people's basic understanding of religion is, like I said, basic. So as I've watched these videos myself, I thought they're kind of overdoing it a little bit. The average person would think, did this person just drop like a heroic dose of shrooms and start talking about Jesus? I get it. It's a bit over the top sometimes. So with the name The Street Preacher, you probably kind of understand there's some religious aspect to what I talk about. There's some, God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit. That is my belief system. That is a huge part of my life. And I can understand the reluctance or the denial or atheism. Once upon a time I was in prison and I used to go see the prison church minister for something to do. I'd go there with my friend and there'd be other guys there, and now I'm not sure if that was his job or he was just volunteering his time, but in my infinite wisdom back then, I used to argue with him and I would say things like, if God exists, why do bad things happen? And I thought that was a pretty good argument. Yet here is some guy who's either employed or volunteering his time to help dead shits like me back then, and I'm the one who's so infinitely wise, yet I'm going back to a prison cell and he's going home to his family. This year, if you've followed my stories or listened to what I've been saying, either directly or indirectly, I've talked a lot about the adversities and challenges that I've faced. And it's possibly been one of the toughest years I've had to date. I share that with you not because of my choices and actions and living the wrong way, so to speak, but as I say to the guys that I coach inside the DFP, the way that I'm speaking to you now, this is how I coach men. This is what I've done for years. Through Zoom, I've had in-person seminars. I've had guys travel overseas for the wisdom, knowledge, the connection that we have inside the DFP Brotherhood. And I've been very blessed that I've been able to change not just the lives of the guys that I work with, but then in turn, their kids, their wives, their workplaces are better. And I'm very blessed for that gift and that ability and the skill set that I can't put down to anything but God himself. I failed high school. I was kicked out of high school. I went to prison. I could say I've read thousands of books and I've invested in my education quite a lot post the indoctrination system. And I've worked with doctors, lawyers, the government, police, some very intelligent people in my career. But there's some wisdom, there's some knowledge that you can't experience, that you can't acquire unless you've lived a very difficult life like I did once upon a time. So I guess that's led me to where I am now. For understanding's sake, I sat down with God in a cafe a while back where I'm not sure if I died or I was just knocked unconscious. But I was sat down with God in a cafe, for understanding's sake, and he said to me, I made your life that difficult up until this point that You now have the knowledge, you now have the strength. Because you have to have strength in this game. You motherfucking hermit crabs with your no profile picture and your random name that's not even yours because you're too much of a pussy to put your face to your name and say what you actually think in written comments. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. Guess how many people have confronted me in the street? Fucking zero. Because you're bitches and you're pussies and you're little hermit crabs and you type away. The reason why I say that is I know this video will get some flack. Some people will understand exactly what I'm talking about. This will kind of open some minds a little bit. And although I am a man of God, I am what I would consider an Orthodox Christian, you will feel the wrath of God if you talk shit to me in person. Don't doubt that. But more importantly, I understand where you're coming from. I feel empathy for you. I actually feel sorry for you. When I first started this game, I used to get thousands of views. My content used to go viral until I started talking too openly and too honestly. And with as much love and as much abundance and as many people as I helped, comes with hate, comes with negativity. And once upon a time it used to upset me. It doesn't now, but I guess I'm trying to get your attention before you start typing your little, oh, man in the sky, or I hate you, street preacher. That's good. Why are you watching my videos? Why are you listening to me? Why have you watched all the way up until this point just to write something negative? I mean, I had this one fool, and here's the thing. If I didn't talk about him, no one would ever talk about him. But I have to use this example. I had this one fool who used the title of one of my videos, and he's like, oh, I thought you were dead. You're just another, I don't know, some negative shit. I don't even want to waste my time talking about him. And where's my theme music? Let's bring that. Here we go. The point of this video is, and the reason why I'm sitting here just kind of chilled out, is because I wanted to talk to you the same way I talk to my clients. I wanted to be relaxed and not too over the top about talking about Jesus and God and the strength and the joy it's brought to my life. Now, it's not something that I push onto my clients. It's not something that I'm pushing onto you, but all I can simply do is highly suggest what's worked for me. Like I said, very rough background, little to no potential or options, and yet here I am doing what I want and helping other people while I do that and making the world a better place. So if that has something to do with God, in fact it has everything to do with God, then there's a good chance I'm going to suggest it to you. There was a period in time where I talked about many things, politics in general, and that turned away a lot of people, and I can understand that. That's a mistake that I made. I believe that all, if not all politicians are corrupt and just puppets. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the last 2 years is really a battle for your mind, your soul, your heart, your body, your freedom. There's some serious shit going on. And although I probably went in the wrong direction a little bit the last 2 years, instead of, I tried to take on the machine head first, and that was truly a mistake. You need money to go to war, and I'm not going to war with someone that has a monopoly on violence. My mission and my goal, sent from God, is to educate, enlighten, strengthen, and bring more joy and abundance to men's lives who are struggling. Suicide and depression is the biggest killer in my country, and I'm from Australia. I imagine it's the same with America, and the West is in big fucking trouble. We lack masculine men, we lack strength. Men are criticized and crucified and put down, where men are needed now more than ever. Who's going to keep the other bad men from the door? Who's going to continue to put food on the table as prices increase because our money systems are corrupt and dishonest and run by career criminals as they inflate it out the arse, and the price of gas, the price of groceries goes through the roof while our wages stay about the same. We're heading into possibly the worst economical crisis in history, and men are so insecure and ashamed and weak and belittled. Not only are they afraid to have their own opinions on this, they're afraid to prepare or do anything. And that's a fucking recipe for disaster, if you ask me. I don't mind having my neck on the chopping block. I don't mind little hermit crabs writing negative shit. I don't mind risking my own freedom to ensure the generations to come have theirs. So while I do have the ability to speak, while I do have the ability to change hundreds of lives, if not thousands all over the world, that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, despite having one of the hardest years of my life, I'm currently on, I guess what you'd call vacation. And I said to God, what did I need to learn from this year? Why do bad things happen? If you exist, why do bad things happen? Now, I was introduced to God by one of my best friends, if not a brother to me. I'm the godfather of his son. And I've known him a long time. I said to him, he had everything together. He always has money. He always has things going on. He has a beautiful wife. He has 2 beautiful sons. And I said, how do you do it? Where does your strength come from? Where does your wisdom come from? Where is this abundance coming from? And he said, man, I just put God first. I understand my values. And everything looks after itself. Now, I adopted the values part, but I wasn't ready to accept God into my life. I wasn't ready to completely change my belief system until I was. And my entire life changed. I mean, I'm the street preacher, for fuck's sake. So that being said, God said to me recently, if you ask for help, if you ask for guidance, be ready for the fucking answer, because you'll get it. I mean, instead of attacking each other on social media and writing emails to politicians who don't give a fuck about you, why don't you ask God? The kingdom of God is inside of all of us. And they say the eyes are the window to the soul, and they truly are. You can see these godless, atheist, hate-filled people. You can see it in their eyes. And I want to help as many people as I can like this. Not just find God, but just find happiness. Just let go of hate. Just let go of all the reasons that you could possibly have to feel negative and hate-filled. Trust me, I could go on about the things that have happened to me this year, but I'm not going to. So I want to leave you with this. What he said to me was, there's been times in my life where I've turned my back on God because things got hard, or they were unfair, or I didn't feel like it. And I didn't. Every night I go to bed, I pray. And my ex will tell you this. Every night I go to bed, I pray. In all my troubles and all my problems and all my challenges, I leave with him. And in the morning, he gives me the strength to get back up and keep going. That's how I made it through this year. That's how I made it through truly one of the most difficult years of my life. I'm not even talking about prison. I'm not even talking about the craziness that I've been through in my life. This year I was tested in every way possible a man could be tested. I never quit, I never give up, I never back down. And God said to me, the way you sought me out during these difficult times, the way you reached out to me during these difficult times, the way you talked about me during these difficult times, I need you to be like that all the time. And He's right. They say when someone's in a war zone, in the military for example, they start believing about God pretty quickly when the bullets start firing. Oh God, please help me. And it's true, when things are good, you take them for granted. When I had everything I wanted, my prayers weren't as serious, my belief wasn't as deep and meaningful. And although I would not like to experience this year again, and I can't change the past, and I can't get back the things that I've lost, whether I even want them back, this lesson has been invaluable, this lesson has been priceless. And the very fact that I'm talking about this subject so openly and so honestly to you, knowing that there's going to be dead shits writing negative things, knowing that this could turn away more guys from seeking my guidance than actually signing up with me, it's worth it to me, because these are my values, these are my beliefs. I'm putting God first, and I'm Dan Fitz, the motherfucking street preacher, and there is no man I fear. I put God first and everything looks after itself. So that's my message for you at the end of the year. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a safe and happy New Year. And I love each and every single one of you. Doesn't mean I have to like you. And I hope this message and I hope this information serves you well. Because like I said, I was once an atheist. No hope, no future, in prison, 21-year-old. And now I'm sitting here in a country that I wanted to visit. I'm going out on a yacht tomorrow with a good friend of mine. What can I say? I was forged in the fires of what I can only describe as multiple versions of hell this year. And instead of feeling sorry for myself, instead of being a victim, I'm here trying to help you, because that's what this is about at the end of the day. Believe it or not, there's things that I'd probably rather do than sitting here talking to you for 20 minutes. But also at the same time, there's nothing else I'd rather do, because this is what I'm here to do. God bless. Godspeed. I look forward to checking this one in a couple of days, seeing whether I've enlightened a few people or I've triggered a few people. Probably both. But at the end of the day, I just appreciate that you watch it. God bless. Godspeed. See you on the next one.